Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So surprisingly, my first video is actually going to be about the coronavirus and not how to lose over 100 pounds. Although the advice and things we're going to talk about in this video might actually help you achieve that. So I'll just jump right into it. So I want to talk a lot about why the coronavirus inspires me, and towards the end, I want to talk about how we can create an even bigger impact than the coronavirus itself. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about fear, which you probably already heard a lot about posted on social media, or your immune system, or how fear affects the immune system. Although those are two very important subjects, I encourage you to do research on your own. And in fact, I'll include some links to the Biohacker's Handbook, Flu Guide, and maybe some other ones in there too. So you might be wondering why the coronavirus inspires me. And the bottom line is it's because it's making an impact. It's making a massive impact. It's affecting virtually every person on Earth right now. Even if you haven't gotten sick by the virus, well, you're already infected by it, because this virus has successfully infiltrated each and every one of our minds, our awareness, the collective consciousness, our media outlets, the TV, the topic of conversation, everything. And if we just look at the reasons why it's making an impact, we can take that information and use it ourselves to create a positive impact and a positive change. And I like to think, how can we up-level that? I want to work together to do more than what the coronavirus has done and is doing. So how do we create a bigger impact than the coronavirus? Well, first we have some lessons to learn. Number one, clean up your space. Your habits affect those around you. If you don't wash your hands, if you don't wash your crap, it's going to affect other people and they're going to get sick. You're going to spread your dirt onto somebody else. And this can honestly be reflected into how we litter all the time and use single-use plastics, and how that's literally affected the entire ecosystem of Earth. The oceans, the forests, and everything. Pollution in the air, you name it. Our habits clearly affect the people around us and the whole entire Earth in general. It's funny how we as humans just prefer to hide away our trash and kind of ignore it, when in reality we have to face it in order to change it. So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, this is also another lesson for us to face the damage we've done in order to clean it up. And that's a big lesson, and that's one of the things I learned when it came to me losing over 100 pounds. Another lesson we can learn from this is how it's forcing us to self-isolate, but isolation can actually be a good thing, because think about how much we're doing too much. We're always going, and how many people actually take the time to sit at home to self-reflect, do self-care, work on themselves, spend time with family and friends and loved ones, which is the most important thing, developing relationships. You know, Tony Robbins says the quality of your relationships is the quality of your life, which is a very true and a very real thing. Now, another interesting thing that this brings up is how it's forcing schools to close down, and kids now have to stay home with their parents. Some might say they're missing out on valuable education and learning, when in reality, you can learn some valuable lessons at home. You could learn how to clean, change a tire. You can teach your child just these valuable life skills that might actually be lost when we're always going, not actually working on ourselves or spending time with family. One of my good friends, Corey, pointed out that this is just like the movies where there's an alien invasion and the whole world comes together to try to fight it. And essentially this is an alien invasion. It's just a virus. So how do we solve the problem? This massive problem that is COVID-19 or the coronavirus. What do? We focus on solutions. That's how we fix any problem. How did I lose 100 pounds? Well, I focused on the outcome, and that drove my actions to make it happen. Here are some solutions that we could do, and we can spread those like a virus. Be the change you wish to see in the world. It's a classic thing, but if you want the world to change, well, that's going to require some mindfulness, because it's going to involve you facing what you've done wrong and changing that in order to spread that to those who are around you. Stop using products that'll harm the planet. Vote with your dollar. Shop local. Everything you buy, you're voting for more of that. Live, laugh, and love like it's your last day left. Do something kind. Say something kind. Health is your true wealth. If you don't have health, you really don't have anything. Your body is the only place you have to live. Start taking care of it. Eat healthy. The decision starts now. I did it. I know how you feel. I've been there. I felt like it was hard to eat healthy or exercise, but just really gotta drive yourself to do it and put on your shoes and get out the door and just make things happen. Pick up a vegetable and eat it today. Go to the gym. Start doing jumping jacks randomly in the middle of the store while you're buying toilet paper. Focus on building your immune system. You can picture it as our immune system as us building a fence around us. And along with that, we have weapons all around our belt to use on top of that. Now, how do we build up our immune system? We do it through diet and exercise, and you can do stuff like cold exposure and sauna and other things as well, which I'm going to be focusing more on other videos. But if we really just focus on building up our fence, building up our weapons around us to protect us from invaders when they happen, well, the whole world will have a lot easier time with pandemics when they arise, which, by the way, are caused by improper food practices in the meat industry, which we totally need to change the agricultural industry in general, not just from the meat industry, but monocropping in general, because that really, the way we grow food affects our immune system and all that stuff, which is another subject. I just want to stick to the point today, but we really need to just focus on building ourselves up and becoming strong, and that includes building up our love, building up our kindness, because we can really strengthen our love for one another, strengthen ourselves to be kinder, and that spreads like a virus itself. We really just need to start looking at ourselves and looking at the reality of things and recognizing the true value of life in general and those around us, because what truly matters is cliche, but it's love. It's really just spending time with those you love, having good times, laughing, having good experiences, and we need to create more of that. We need to create more of that by focusing more of that. We need to create health by focusing on health. We can't get caught up with Twinkies. We really need to just understand the detrimental impact that has, and we need to understand the detrimental impact that plastics and all these other wasteful things that humans do has on the environment, which in turn affects our immune system as well. We should really strive to be successful in every aspect of our life, because if we're not building and growing and expanding and getting better and constantly improving, then we're going to be degrading. So we need to work on improving our relationships, and we need to identify problems and face them and accept that, we might have messed up or whatever it may be, and we need to focus on creating a solution in order to achieve what we truly want, which is really just happiness. Because I believe in the center of everyone's hearts is the complete desire for fulfillment, to live a life without sickness, death, problems, and so on. Everyone desires sustainable pleasure and sustainable love. They don't do because they don't know how, meaning they don't do the things they need to do because they don't know how. So if you know how to do something, go help someone do that. If you have an expertise, if you've overcome a challenge or made a transformation yourself, go teach that to others, because that's the only thing that's going to help create a better world, is if we're working together by doing that and teaching people these valuable skills that they might not know how to do. Another thing too is sharing positive information, and sometimes that doesn't have to be any sort of news, but it can literally just focusing on what we're grateful for. And I can tell you what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I had a delicious, healthy meal today, that I still have a place to live, and that I have wonderful friends and family, beautiful children. I have a wonderful career that I love. I have a band that I'm passionate about. I have lots of these things, and to be quite truthful, they weren't always this good. And this is why I do this now, is because you can bring yourself to making things better, and I'm an example for that. And you can really only change things when you no longer tolerate how things have been. If you've seen Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there is the self-actualization at the top and the survival at the bottom. And this virus makes us focus on survival. But the interesting paradox of that is, if we focus on becoming self-actualized, which is really just striving to become the best version of ourselves, which I truly believe is infinite, and this is what I'm here to encourage and tell people and spread the message of, is that you are literally capable of anything, because I've done it in my own life and you can most certainly do it in yours. Because when we have a big goal in mind, when we have a big dream or vision, whether it's being a musician or opening up your own business or helping millions of people, whatever it may be, when you focus on that dream and you remove any limitations, which, by the way, you're the one who sets those limitations on yourself. There are actually no limits there. When you realize that and focus on making them happen, it totally just drives your action to walk towards that. And all of a sudden, when you focus on that, you realize that you begin to naturally start to take care of your survival needs anyway. Because part of achieving your dreams, you're going to end up living healthy anyway. Your immune system's going to go up. And when these things arise, you're going to worry way less. And if there's more of us doing that, then there's going to be more of us doing that, which is what this whole message is about. It's really just about doing good within our own lives to ourselves and developing a self-love and developing these self-care practices to better our lives, because one of the things I realize is that we're working hard either way in our life. Whether we are battling sickness or going to the gym to try to be healthy, we're working hard. So we might as well do things to better ourselves and work hard to better ourselves, because we're going to be working hard to fight disease anyway. And when you start to do that and work towards it, you realize that it's not really that hard anyway, and it was really just our own minds that was telling us it was hard, because we start to experience the benefits and reap the rewards of working hard to better our lives. So I really just want you to recognize the true value of things. Look at how this coronavirus is impacting the world, and realize that, you know, if it does close down the borders, if it really does more impact than it already has done, just recognize that, you know, we can work through this. We can work together to create something better of it. You know, there's a saying, like, when mud gets thrown in your face, you can take that mud and form it into anything. You know, that becomes clay, and we can essentially mold that into anything we want. And of course, if we work together, we can mold it into even greater things. You know, one person cannot move a big boulder, but if we all work together, it moves pretty easily. Realize that we don't need toilet paper. We can use bidets. We can go in the woods. Doesn't matter. We've got this. Go support your local farm. Buy veggies. Learn how to grow a garden. Self-educate so you can start to be more self-sufficient. Realize that money is not the savior of all things. It is not your savior. You are your own savior by taking action and taking your life into your own hands. Like an alien invasion, the world comes together and we take these lessons, integrate them, and make a lasting change. That's why the coronavirus inspires me. Let's make a bigger impact than the coronavirus. I challenge you to do something today that will better your life. Work harder in your own life to make it better. Even through all of this, what can you do today to create a better tomorrow? It's within you. What's in your best interest? Let's create a world that's in our best interest.